welcome back to Style with Substance. Today's video is about how to look more well put together. So I'm going to run through all the things that I do to stay looking like I've made a real effort, which I normally have, to be honest, but these are all the little things that you can do to make yourself feel a bit more polished when you're actually not feeling that way. So if you like the sound of that, please keep watching. So I would say the first tip in looking more well put together is your hair. Now, whether you're male, female, or in between somewhere, you want to make sure that your hair is brushed or cut or freshly relaxed or washed or whatever. But I think for me the most important thing is having your hair brushed so that all your strays are in place and it doesn't look completely messy. Now, I know the bed head look or the sort of beach waves look is also a thing, but for me looking well put together is all about everything being in place. So I use this paddle brush from Wilko, I think, to make sure that my hair is brushed all the way through, it's not tangled, and it just basically looks really well-groomed. So that's number one, hair. The next thing is around clothes. So obviously you dress well, but you're not always going to be in the newest clothes, because I often find when I buy a new garment, obviously it's fresh, it's come straight from the factory or wherever it's been made, and it looks great. But after a while you have clothes and they don't look as new as when you got them. So my two tips around making your clothes look fresh and making you in turn look really smart are lint roller. You wouldn't believe the difference that taking off all the stray fluff from the day makes on your clothes, especially if you're wearing dark colours like black, navy blue, whatever. I always use a lint roller in any dark coloured clothes and it just makes them look good as new almost. And the other thing is ironing. You do need to iron your clothes if you want them to look uncreased, obviously. So iron your clothes, do it on the weekend, do it straight after you wash them. I always find that right after they come out of the machine and they're still a little bit damp is the easiest time to iron them, because by then the creases haven't fully set in. So iron your clothes, use a lint roller, and just make sure you don't get any stains or spill any naughty stuff on there. So the next thing I think is really important about looking well put together is moisturising. It's a really basic thing, but often we all forget it. And in the winter months, if you have your hands out or things like that, and you've got those white bits in between, it's just not a good look. So I use Dove moisturiser. Now that I find really useful because it's creamy, but it's also quite light and it just soaks in. I'd also recommend cocoa butter, but oftentimes I find it can make your hands a bit too moisturised, if you know what I mean. But if you have really dry skin, it's great for that. And I think in Primark at the moment they're doing these kind of £1 twist up tube cocoa butters, which are good for heel repair, but also good to get in between those ashy bits that you tend to get in between your fingers. But Dove, cocoa butter, whatever you use, moisturise. And not just your hands, moisturise all over your body so that you look like you have like a natural glow. I mean, don't slather yourself in coconut oil or whatever it is, but just make sure that you put on enough to keep your skin hydrated. The next thing for women or guys who like to dabble and experiment is nails. So two things, I like to keep my nails long and short depending on what mood I'm in. So obviously the two things that you would need around that are nail clippers, and I just got these from Primark, and nail polish, which I also got from Primark. And with nail polish, ladies, I can't tell you the number of times I've seen women with chipped nail polish on the tube, on the bus, out and about. And I know that nail polish chips and you don't always have time to go away and repair it, but when it chips to the point that you can see one dot of nail polish and the rest of her bare nail around it, you ask yourself, love, why don't you just peel it all off and start again? So make sure your nails are kept freshly polished, and I carry mine around with me just so that I can quickly top it up, and that they're cut. If you don't like to wear nail polish, fine, just keep your nails short or keep them to a comfortable length so that they don't grow too long and gather too much dirt under them. And if you are going to keep them long, then make sure you're always washing your hands and again always moisturising. So keep your nails looking good. Another thing which I find instantly makes you look well put together, especially as it pertains to your face, is brows. These bad boys over here. It's all about brows. If I don't put on any makeup but my brows are looking right and tight, it's not needed. I use my Sleek brow kit for that. It's got like a creamy colour and a, you know, sort of shadowy type colour, I guess, to set the creamy colour, but that is all I need. Sometimes I also go over the bottom of my brows with a little bit of a liquid eyeliner in black, just to give them extra definition, but you don't need to do that. That's just what works for me. So another way of looking really well put together, which is my signature way of doing so, is statement jewellery. So I like to rock lots of necklaces. As my clothes are pretty plain, ironically this top I'm wearing today isn't plain at all, but I will jazz it up with a nice statement necklace, which makes me look like I've tried harder than I actually have in terms of getting dressed. So statement jewellery, whether it's a necklace, whether it's a nice bracelet on your arm. These two are from H&M. In fact, they actually match in colour, which is completely unintentional. Sometimes rings help, so I got these little rings from H&M, cheeky little midi ring, whatever it is that you enjoy. I'm wearing pearls also at the moment, which I think, okay, they're not real pearls, they're just like pearls from Primark, but I think those are also a really great way of looking like you're really polished, very sophisticated. It's just a look that works for me. It all comes down to your own personal style, but having something in your ears definitely helps. Now we talk about looking well put together, but I think a good part of that is also smelling well put together. So Jo Malone perfume, of course, and I use the English Pear and Freesia scent, which is a really nice one. So another way of looking really well put together is something that I do a lot, and that is using a scarf to jazz up your outfit. So I go to work a lot, and in the winter months, or well, even in spring in London, it's always really cold, so I'm always wearing a big jacket, which if you're wearing a nice outfit underneath really kind of sucks because it covers up all the good work that you've done underneath this. So how I bring it all back and make myself look put together on the exterior is with a scarf. Now, if it's a more jazzy affair, I might wear something like this, which is very patterned. It's got shimmery bits, hints of sort of gold and brown, and I would pair that with like a plain black jacket, like a leather jacket, something like that. But for a day-to-day and for work and that sort of thing, I like a really big warm scarf because, let's be honest, it's freezing outside. I would go for this, and this is my sort of oversized ASOS blanket style scarf. It's in a kind of khaki green, and it's got a sort of darky, more camouflagey type tone there. So scarves are a really good way of keeping you warm. So, well, killing two birds with one stone, keeping you warm and really making you look slightly more fashionable. Another thing that I think is crucial and essential to looking well put together is heels. And for me, nothing does it like a pointed toe heel. So I like things like this. So these heels are from Zara, and they are everything that I look for in a heel. They are beige. So a nude, well, kind of like a nudie beige. They are stiletto heeled and they are pointed at the front, and they aren't too high, and they kind of curve out a little bit just to show a bit more of the foot. They're perfect, and I think pointy heels have a way of really pulling an outfit together and just making it look a bit more sophisticated than it actually is. So I do that a lot at work. And then the final thing, of course, is makeup. Now, not everybody's cup of tea, but definitely mine, and if I want to look smarter and more done up, I always wear makeup to work, to functions especially, and I carry it all around in this cheeky little makeup bag here. So I think the things that I count as essential makeup for looking well put together are brows, eyelashes, eyeliner, foundation, concealer, powder. Lips I don't always do, I'll be honest with you, but if I want to do something I might put on a little bit of Carmex or a little bit of lip gloss. Or this Revlon lipstick in Mink, so it's a super lustrous lipstick in colour 671 in Mink, and it's just kind of a nudie, pinky type tone. So those are all the things that I do to look well put together. If you're struggling and if you feel that you're always walking around feeling a bit scruffy, then try some of those things out. Hopefully it helps you, and hopefully you walk out of the door feeling 100% confident and looking like $1 million. So thank you so much for watching my video, and Please, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the red button at the bottom, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment down below and let me know what you do to keep yourself put together and looking well put together. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend, guys. Bye bye. Laugh, and I was like, no, seriously, where's your dress from? She was wearing this Zara. It's like a knit but not, and it's in navy blue, and it's kind of got that detailing on the front there, and it flares out at the